I stood by the doorway, smiling as Emily stepped out of the cab with her bags. "Finally," I said, opening my arms wide. 3 weeks felt like 3 years. She gave me a faint smile and let me hug her, but her body felt stiff, cold. "You okay?" I asked, searching her face. "Yeah, just tired from the trip." Her eyes avoided mine as she walked past me into the house. I frowned. "Tired. You used to run into my arms like you couldn't breathe without me." She set her bag down and whispered, "Don't start. Don't start." "What? Asking why my wife looks like a stranger?" She rubbed her forehead. "Please, not now. I just need a minute." Her tone made my chest tighten. I followed her to the couch, sitting beside her. "Emily, talk to me. Did something happen at your parents'?" She shook her head quickly. "No, everything was fine." "Then why won't you look at me?" Finally, she turned, her lips trembling. "Because I have to tell you something, and I don't know how." Fear crawled up my throat. "Tell me." Her voice cracked. "I'm pregnant." For a moment, my heart leapt. "Pregnant?" "Emily, that's amazing." I reached for her hands, but she pulled them away. My smile faded. "Why do you look terrified?" She whispered, "Because it's not yours." The air left my lungs. My ears rang as if the world had collapsed around me. "What did you just say?" She closed her eyes, tears sliding down her cheeks. "I made a mistake." Before I could even process her words, the doorbell rang. I stood up, numb, and opened the door. My cousin Daniel stood there, shifting nervously, his eyes darting past me to the living room. "Daniel." My voice cracked. "What the hell are you doing here?" He swallowed hard. I needed to talk." Emily's voice trembled from the couch. "Don't." That single word, that look they shared, told me everything. I gripped the doorframe so hard my knuckles whitened. "Emily, is he the father?" She buried her face in her hands. "Answer me." My voice thundered, shaking the walls. Daniel stepped forward. "I didn't mean for it to happen. Shut up." I shouted, my chest burning. "I trusted you, Daniel. I defended you when everyone mocked your failures. And this is how you repay me?" His voice wavered. "It wasn't planned. One night we drank, and don't you dare make excuses." I turned back to Emily. "And you? While I sat here missing you, waiting for your calls, you were in his bed?" Emily sobbed. "I hate myself for it. I didn't want this to happen." "Then why him? Out of every man in the world, why my cousin?" Daniel's jaw clenched. "I care about her." My vision blurred with rage. "You care about her?" "She's my wife." Silence hung between us, broken only by Emily's muffled crying. I whispered, my voice shaking, "You're carrying his child, aren't you?" She nodded slowly, her shoulders trembling. The weight of it crushed me. My knees nearly gave out. I grabbed the back of the chair to steady myself. Daniel tried to step closer. "Please, let me explain." "Explain what?" I hissed, "That you destroyed the only thing I loved. That you stole my life from me?" Emily reached out toward me. "Please, don't hate me." I stepped back, my hands trembling. "I don't even know who you are anymore." Daniel lowered his eyes. "I'll take responsibility. Don't punish her for what I did." "Responsibility?" I laughed bitterly. "You can't even take responsibility for your own pathetic life. And now you want me to watch you play father to the child you made with my wife?" No one spoke. The house felt poisoned, the air thick with betrayal. Finally, I straightened, wiping my face. My voice turned cold. "Get out." "Both of you!" Emily gasped. "Please, don't throw me away. I need you. You needed me before you opened your legs for him," I spat. Daniel grabbed her arm gently. "Come on, let's go." She resisted, her eyes locked on mine, desperate. "I still love you." I looked at her with all the pain in my chest. "No, you loved me. Past tense. Whatever we had is dead." Her lips quivered, but she didn't argue. She let Daniel pull her toward the door. As it shut behind them, the silence pressed in, suffocating. I collapsed into the chair, my fists clenched, my soul torn apart. The echo of their betrayal burned in my ears, and in that moment, I knew I would never be the same man again. I found her in the kitchen, hands around a mug she wasn't drinking from. "Emily," I said, voice low, "we need to talk." She looked up, and everything in her face was small. "I know," she breathed. "Do you know how it feels to come home and find your life hollow?" I asked. "To watch the woman you love look like a stranger." She flinched. "I didn't mean don't start with I didn't mean." My words were sharp. "Did you sleep with Daniel or not?" She closed her eyes. "Yes." The word hit me like a door slamming. "Yes? That's your answer? Not sorry, not that it was a mistake, just yes?" "It was a mistake." Her voice was thin. "We were at a party. We drank. It happened. It happened." I echoed. "You make it sound like the weather." She reached for me, fingers trembling. "Please, listen. It meant nothing. One night." I laughed without humor. "One night, and you're carrying his child? I didn't know until later." She looked lost. "I only found out later?" I slammed the counter. "Do you think timing makes it better?" She stepped back, tears welling. "I never meant to hurt you. I swear. You swore that before. I could feel the heat in my lungs. You swore you loved me. I do love you." Her voice cracked. "I made a huge mistake. Love doesn't excuse betrayal," I heard myself. "Love doesn't make it okay to sleep with my cousin. It's not his fault," she began. "Don't you dare." My hand shot up. "Don't put this on him. You chose him." She covered her mouth. "I didn't choose to get pregnant. That's not the point." I moved closer. "You betrayed me. You broke every promise," she whispered. "I'm sorry. I don't even know who I am." "Who you are?" I scoffed. "You're the woman who left me alone for weeks and came back with a secret." Her eyes begged. "Please, give me a chance to fix this." "Fix this?" I echoed. "Go back in time? Pretend nothing happened?" "Don't say that." She folded. "I can't lose you. Then don't have affairs." Anger flared. "If you wanted me, you would have been faithful." She sank onto a chair, hands trembling. "I know I don't expect forgiveness." Then why do you beg?" I demanded. "Is it for me or to ease your guilt?" I want to be with you." She stared at me, hurt deepening. "You want us after you betrayed us?" I repeated. "After you gave yourself to my cousin." She put her head in her hands, sobbing. "I can't believe I did this." Daniel stepped into the doorway, breathless. "We need to talk," he said. "Not here," I told him. "Get out." "No, not until you hear me." He shook his head. "Then speak." I tightened my jaw. "Explain how you thought it was okay to sleep with your cousin's wife." "It didn't mean," he began. "Save it." I cut him off. "I don't want to hear it didn't mean from you either." He tried to steady himself. "I care about Emily. I didn't plan this. It was wrong, but it's real. Real." I spat the word. "You say real like that makes it acceptable." He flinched. "I'm sorry, I repeated. "Is that my punishment? To watch you both ruin everything and say sorry?" He looked at Emily. "I'll take responsibility." "Take responsibility," I said slowly. "Leave. Never come back." He opened his mouth. "Please leave now." I cut him off. He glanced at Emily, then turned and walked out. When the door clicked shut, the house felt colder. Emily sobbed. I stood frozen. "Do you want me to go?" She whispered. "Get your things. Go to your parents." "I can't look at you." I wanted to scream but said it quietly. She packed in a daze. Before she left, she pressed her forehead to mine. "I'm so sorry." "Sorry isn't enough," I said. "You made your bed." She left. The door shut. I stood in the empty kitchen, knees weak, and finally let myself cry from the ache of betrayal. My fist curled. I wanted to hit him. "If you ever come back," I started, voice raw. He raised his hands. "I won't," he said. I tasted blood in my mouth, the urge to smash something. Instead, I breathed, slow and hard. "Leave. Be gone from our lives. He nodded, small. Emily sobbed, held on to him, then let go. When the door shut, I pressed my forehead to the counter. I whispered, I will not be the man you broke. I promise to rebuild my life alone. Did you hear? I caught the hushed voices as I entered the office. Yeah, his wife and his cousin, their whispers cut sharper than knives. I slammed my folder on the desk. If you've got something to say it to me. They froze, eyes dropping. We didn't mean save it, I snapped, walking away. At lunch, another coworker leaned in. Man, I'm sorry. People talk. I forced a smile. Let them talk. They don't know half of it, but inside, their words echoed. When I visited my parents, my mother's face was pale. Why didn't you tell us sooner? What would you have done? I asked, fixed it? Stopped it? My father's voice was heavy. We raised you better than to let your marriage fall apart like this. I clenched my fists. You think I let this happen? He looked away. We're ashamed, son. The shame wasn't mine, yet I carried it. Later, at a family dinner, my uncle, the man who always defended Daniel, stood tall. He's not the only one at fault. Don't drag his name through the mud. I glared across the table. He betrayed me. And you defend him? He's my son, my uncle growled. And Emily was my wife, I shot back. What about me? Silence spread across the table, broken only by clinking silverware. When I stepped outside, Emily's parents waited. Her mother whispered she's suffering too. Suffering? I laughed bitterly. She chose him. Her father raised a hand. Forgive her for the sake of the child. The child. I felt my throat tighten. Every time I see her stomach, I see Daniel. How can you ask me to pretend? Her mother's eyes watered. Because holding on to hate will poison you. I turned away. It already has. That night, lying in bed alone, I stared at the ceiling. My thoughts spoke louder than sleep. Am I weak if I stay? Am I cruel if I leave? The clock ticked. My chest ached. At 3 a.m, I whispered to the dark, I don't know who I am anymore. The next day, walking down the street, neighbors lowered their voices. That's him. He couldn't keep his wife. I stopped, turning toward them. Say it louder. They scurried away. I stood there, humiliated, until my phone rang. Emily's voice trembled on the line. Can we talk? I swallowed hard. What is there left to say? I want you to know I never stopped loving you. Stop, I hissed. Every word you say makes it worse. I'm sorry, she cried. I can't undo it. You can't, I said flatly, hanging up. Alone again, I whispered to myself. Love, pride, rage, which one will kill me first? Sleep never came. The whispers followed me into dreams, and the shame greeted me every morning. I told her to sit. She did, fingers twisting her sleeve like a child. Emily, I said, we need to decide what happens now. She looked at me with wet eyes. Tell me then. Say it. I can't raise another man's child. The words landed hard. She flinched. No, she whispered. Please don't say that. Don't leave me. This isn't about anger. I kept my voice calm. It's about what I can live with. I loved you. I thought you loved me. I can't pretend a baby with Daniel is mine. Tears spilled. I'll cut him off. I'll end it. I swear. Swear to me on what? I asked. On vows you already broke? No, on anything. She reached for me. On my life. You swore before, I said quietly. Words don't fix what was done. It was a mistake, she pleaded. We were drunk. It meant nothing. You say mistake like it erases everything, I snapped. You chose him. I didn't mean to. She covered her mouth. You didn't mean to. I laughed hollowly. You didn't mean to get pregnant? You didn't mean to betray me? Please, she begged. I can change. I want to be with you. You wanted him, I said. Now you want me because you're ashamed. That isn't love. She grabbed my hand. I love you. I made the worst mistake. Love doesn't fix betrayal. I pulled my hand away. Do you love him? No, her head bowed. It wasn't love. Then why did you hide it? I asked. Why bring this home? I was scared. She looked up, frantic. I thought if I told you, you'd leave. And now? I asked. Now I know I was wrong, she sobbed. I should have told you. You should have trusted me, I said. I defended Daniel when everyone mocked him. I'd never expect him to do this. He says he'll take responsibility, she whispered. He wants to help. Help. I spat. He made the child. Taking responsibility is the bare minimum. She swallowed. I'll make him pay. I'll cut him off. Revenge won't make us whole. I shook my head. It'll only keep the wound open. She kneeled and put her head in my lap. Please, don't send me away. I can't lose you. I felt the urge to pull her close, to let her dissolve in my arms. Instead, I felt cold clarity. I need space to think. I can't breathe in this house right now. She looked up, hope in her eyes. You'll come back? I don't know. The words tasted like steel. Go to your parents. Stay there. Figure out what you want without me watching. She packed like a ghost, hands shaking. At the door, she pressed her forehead to mine. I'll die without you. You might, I said, but you made your choice. My voice broke, but I didn't soften. She left. The house sank into silence. I sat at the table and listened to the empty rooms. I told myself distance was necessary, that letting her face it alone might be the only honest thing left. She rushed on, words tumbling as if speed might change the past. We were at my parents' town. He found me drunk and angry. I felt sorry for him. We talked, and then it happened. I didn't mean it. Meaning isn't the point, I said. Actions are. Please, she begged. I'll tell him to stay away. I'll make him responsible. I'll do anything. Anything. I echoed. Would that include facing him now? Telling him there's no place for him in our life? She nodded, tears sliding. Yes. I'll end it with him. I'll go to counseling. I'll do whatever you want. Counseling won't erase him from your memory, I said. But maybe honesty will be a start. She wiped her eyes. I need you. I can't lose you. I need space, I replied. Go to your parents tonight. Stay there. Figure out if you can live with what you've done. She packed slowly, hands trembling. And when she left, she mouthed, I'm sorry. He knocked at midnight like a thief asking forgiveness. I opened the door, and Daniel stood under the porch light, collar up, eyes too bright. We need to talk, he said. At this hour? I asked, stepping aside, but not inviting him in. He shrugged. I couldn't sleep. I want to make peace. Peace, I repeated. After what you did? I know I hurt you, he said, looking at his shoes. I want to make up for it. I can help with the baby, give money, anything. My laugh was sharp. Money? You think cash fixes this? It would help, he insisted. You can move on. Start over. I'll cover the costs. Move on? I shot back. You think I can move on with your apologies and a check? He flinched. That's not fair. Nothing about this is fair. I stepped closer, letting my voice go cold. Do you remember when I defended you? When everyone called you a loser and I stood up for you? He swallowed. Yeah, you remember how I let you stay at my place when you had nowhere? My voice tightened. You used my kindness to sleep with my wife? His jaw worked. It wasn't planned. It never is with cowards, I said. You didn't think about vows, about family, about me. He met my stare. I know I was wrong. I can help raise the child. I'll be there after betraying me, I echoed. Do you think promises erase what you did? He ran a hand through his hair. I can pay for counseling. For whatever it takes, you can pay for things, not for trust. I spat the words. You treated my trust like it had no value. Please, he begged. Don't make this worse. Let me fix it. No. The word landed hard. You won't fix it. You won't erase the nights I pictured a future with Emily. He looked smaller. What do you want from me then? I want you gone. I surprised myself with the calm. Disappear from our lives. Take responsibility privately. Pay your share. Stay away? Is that it? Just leave us alone? His voice trembled. Leave Emily alone. Don't visit. Don't call. Don't try to be a father in front of me. Daniel's shoulders slumped. You don't want to ruin me? I could ruin you, I said, but I won't become him. I won't lower myself to spectacle. I'll make choices that force consequences. He laughed nervously. Regret? How will you do that? Life does much of it. I kept my tone steady. Lose friends, lose jobs, let shame follow poor choices. I won't act out. I'll live well. I'll rebuild. You'll see what you cost me. He pressed his palms together. Please, for the child's sake, don't make it worse for them, the child. I said, throat tight. They are innocent, but you made them in betrayal. Don't hide behind them. He looked older, sorrowing. I don't expect forgiveness. Good. I stepped back. Then go. Keep your distance. Do what you must. He hesitated, then offered, I can move away. Find another city. Leave Emily to you if you want. Leave Emily to me. I barked. You want me to raise your child while you run? No, he said quickly. I can step back. Let her have space. I just want to help somehow. Help. I repeated. By vanishing when the world needs to see you own up? By giving money and clever words? He swallowed. What would you have me do? Fight for her? Cause more pain? Don't make it performative, I said. You used family. You used me. I keep replaying it, he said. I was selfish. Selfish, I echoed. Remember this. I defended you to anyone who doubted you. I was your anchor. You cut that anchor and expect to drift away. He closed his eyes. I wish I could take it back. Then don't ask me to let you stay, I said. Take responsibility and step out of our sight. Live with what you did. He nodded slowly. I will. I'm sorry. Sorry will fade, I said. Remember this night. Remember the people you hurt. He walked away into the dark. I closed the door and leaned my forehead against the wood. Alone, I whispered. You think money buys back lives, Daniel? You have no idea. The vow in my chest hardened. I would not forget. I would rebuild. I thought of my parents' faces, of my uncle's silence, of the way neighbors now whispered. All of it distilled into steady resolve. I would not let their pity become my prison. I would be better than his betrayal. I would watch consequences find him without raising a hand. The night held its breath, and I set my jaw for what came next. I heard it first from a friend at work. Your cousin was at the bar again last night, he whispered over lunch. Not with Emily. I forced my expression flat. Not my concern. Still, he pressed. He wasn't hiding it. I nodded, though my stomach twisted. Later, another friend muttered the same. Daniel's all over some waitress. Emily wasn't there. I only said figures. At night, the phone rang. I stared at the screen. Emily. I let it buzz, then gave in and answered. Her voice cracked. Can you just listen? I shouldn't, I said. Please. He's never home. He goes out with friends, disappears for hours. I sit here alone. Sounds familiar, I muttered. Silence. Then a choked sob. I made a mistake, I know. But I didn't think he'd treat me like this. You thought betrayal built paradise? I asked quietly. I thought he loved me, she whispered. I let the pause linger. And now? I don't even recognize him. He doesn't talk to me. He flirts with women in front of me. The bitterness in her tone made me bite back a laugh. So now you know how it feels. That's cruel, she said. Cruel. My voice sharpened. Cruel was the night you came back pregnant with his child. Cruel was watching you choose him over me, She sniffed hard. I never stopped loving you. Don't say that. My hand clenched the phone. You chose. Live with it. I can't, she pleaded. I cry myself to sleep. I feel trapped. I closed my eyes. Emily, you made your bed, but I hate it, she whispered. I hate him. I hate myself. Every day, I think of you. Enough, I cut in. You don't get to pour your guilt on me. She wept softly on the other end. The sound pulled at me, but I stayed firm. Call your cousin, I said bitterly. Not me. He doesn't answer. Then that's your answer. I hung up. My chest felt heavy, but there was a strange satisfaction under the weight. Days later, another friend cornered me. Saw Emily crying outside the cafe. Daniel walked right past her, didn't even look back. I shrugged. Not my problem anymore, yet the whispers spread differently now. At first, people pitied me. Now, they pitied her. She looks broken, neighbors said. She got what she asked for, others replied. The tide was turning. That night, the phone rang again. I picked up without thinking. Please, Emily whispered. Just talk to me. You shouldn't call. I don't know who else to call. He's not home again, Emily. Do you remember when we used to sit up late, talking about nothing? I miss that. I miss us. The ache in her voice stabbed me, but I stayed cold. You gave that up. I regret it every second, she said quickly. Every single second. Regret doesn't undo a child. She gasped. Don't say it like that. It's the truth, I said. Her breathing shook. Do you hate me? I stayed silent. Say something, she begged. Finally, I whispered. I don't know what I feel anymore. A sob cracked through the line. He doesn't even look at me. He walks out, leaves me alone. I thought I'd have happiness, but it's ashes. And you want me to sweep them up? I asked. No, she whispered. I just want you to hear me. Please, just hear me. Against my better judgment, I stayed on the line. She cried softly, words tumbling. Everyone looks at me like I'm dirt. Even my parents don't say much anymore. They just sigh. I feel so small. You wanted Daniel, I reminded her. Now you have him. He's never here, she whispered. That's still him, I said. That's who he always was. She tried again, desperate. I thought he'd fight for me. I almost laughed. Daniel never fought for anything. The silence stretched. Then she said softly, I wish I had never left you. I swallowed hard. It's too late, is it? Her voice broke. Can't you at least talk to me sometimes? I'm so alone. You weren't alone when you betrayed me, I said. Her breath hitched. Please, I shut my eyes. Emily, stop. You're drowning and you want me to jump in? I won't. Her sobs filled the line. Finally, I whispered, goodbye, and hung up. I sat in the dark afterward, my hands trembling. Her pain scraped against the wound she gave me, but it also soothed something bitter inside. For once, I wasn't the one mocked, the one pitied. The whispers that once cut me, now cut her. The balance had shifted. The next day, another friend approached me quietly. She looks miserable. Daniel's out with women every night. I said only, that's between them. But inside, I felt the scales tipping. The world had seen me broken, and now it saw her breaking. I didn't need revenge. I just had to wait, and waiting never felt so sharp, so steady, so certain. The months crawled at first, but I forced myself forward. Work became my anchor. I stayed late, chased every project, refused to collapse again. Slowly, people noticed. My boss said, you've changed, sharper, steadier. I only replied, I had to. Success didn't rush in, but it came. Small wins stacked. A promotion. New respect. The whispers that once mocked me now shifted into admiration. Meanwhile, word of Daniel drifted back. He got fired again, someone muttered at a family dinner. Drinks too much, another added. He's broke, a cousin whispered. I kept quiet, but inside something hard loosened. One evening, came home late. My tie loosened, exhaustion heavy but satisfying. A knock rattled the door. I opened it and froze. Emily stood there, her belly swollen, her face pale, eyes red from crying. She whispered, "Can I come in?" I blocked the doorway. "Why are you here?" Her voice cracked. "Because I don't know where else to go." I clenched my jaw. "You shouldn't be here." Tears spilled down her cheeks. I made the worst mistake of my life. I looked at her, at the life inside her that wasn't mine. "You think I don't know that?" Her hand shook as she reached for me. "I can't breathe without you. He's gone all the time. He doesn't care about me, about this baby." "I thought you thought wrong," I cut in. She sobbed, clutching her stomach. "Please, just listen. I'm broken. Every day I regret what I did. My chest ached, but my voice stayed cold. Regret doesn't erase betrayal. I never stopped loving you," she whispered desperately. "Don't lie," snapped. "You loved him enough to destroy me." She shook her head, hair falling into her face. "It wasn't love. It was weakness. I see that now." I stepped back slightly, my grip tightening on the door. "And now you want me to fix what he ruined?" "No," she cried. I need you to forgive me. I need you to look at me and not hate me." "I don't hate you," I said quietly, "but I don't trust you. And without trust, there's nothing." She sobbed harder. "I can't do this alone." "You should have thought about that before you betrayed me," I whispered. Her lips trembled. "I know. I destroyed you." "Yes," I said, my voice firm. "You didn't just hurt me. You destroyed me." Her knees buckled, and she sank onto the step. "Then kill me with silence. Don't leave me like this." I stared down, my throat burning. For a moment, I wanted to kneel, to hold her. But I forced the urge down. "I already died once because of you. I won't die again." She reached for my leg, sobbing. "Please, I'm begging you. Give me one chance." I pulled my leg back. "No, you chose your chance when you carried his child. That's yours to live with," she cried so loudly the neighbors peeked from windows. I ignored them. Finally, I whispered, "Leave, Emily." Her tear-filled eyes met mine. "You're colder than I ever thought you could be." I swallowed hard. "No, I'm stronger than you thought I could be." I turned, walked inside, and closed the door. Her cries echoed through the wood, but I didn't open it again. I stood in the dark living room, my heart pounding. I leaned against the wall, trembling. Every part of me screamed to go back, to comfort her. But I stayed still. My strength wasn't in revenge. It wasn't in making them suffer. It was in refusing to let them drag me down again. Her sobs faded after a while. Silence followed. I breathed deep, straightened my shoulders, and whispered to myself, "This is who I am now. Not broken, not begging, strong." The power had shifted, and for once it was mine. The whispers came first. "Daniel owes me money," a cousin muttered. "He spends all night at the tables," another said. I kept my face blank, though each word tasted like karma. One night at a family gathering, my uncle barked across the table, "Daniel, where's the money you borrowed?" Daniel laughed nervously. "I'll pay you back. Just a rough patch." A rough patch. My uncle snapped. "You've been gambling like a fool. Don't drag this family into your mess." I stayed quiet, sipping my drink. Daniel's face, REDD. ENED. Days later, Emily's voice trembled through the phone. "He's gone again. I found slips from the casino. He lied about work." "Why are you telling me?" I asked flatly. "Because I can't talk to anyone else," she whispered. "Then talk to him," I said. "I tried," she cried. "He just says, I'll win it back. He doesn't see me, doesn't see the baby coming." "Maybe you should have thought of that before you chose him," said silence, then a soft sob. "I know." Weeks passed. More whispers. "He owes half the neighborhood. His so-called friends won't even answer his calls." Pathetic. At another family dinner, my uncle slammed his fist. "You're not my son anymore. Don't come to me again." Daniel's voice cracked. Dad, please, no, my uncle roared. You shame this family. You shame yourself. I watched Daniel's eyes flick to me across the table. He wanted sympathy. He got none. When the baby was born, Emily called me again. Her voice was broken. He wasn't even there. I gave birth alone. He hasn't come back since. I closed my eyes. So now you see the truth. Her sobs filled the line. He won't even look at his son. He says he's not ready, that it's too much, and you want me to care. I asked. No, she whispered. I wanted you to know. He's gone. I said nothing. Later, a neighbor stopped me in the street. Your cousin's finished. Drinks, debt, no friends left. He doesn't even show his face anymore. I nodded once. Inside, felt no joy, no triumph, just a quiet recognition. Emily's misery spread like smoke. She walked the streets with the baby in her arms, head down. People whispered behind her back now. One evening, she stood across the road staring at me. She didn't cross. She just held the child tighter, tears shining. I turned away. Daniel vanished into his own destruction. Emily sank into hers, and I stood apart. My pain wasn't gone, but I no longer carried the weight alone. Karma had done what I couldn't, and I hadn't lifted a hand. When the knock came, I already knew it was her. My chest tightened, but I opened the door anyway. Emily stood there, pale, hair messy, the baby cradled in her arms. Her voice cracked. Please, can I come in? I stepped aside silently. She entered, clutching the child like a shield. I didn't know where else to go, she whispered. You always find me when you have. Nowhere left, I said. My tone sharper than I meant. Her eyes filled with tears. I know, and I don't deserve even this moment. The baby stirred, a soft whimper cutting through the silence. I looked at him, innocent, blameless. My throat tightened. Emily's voice trembled. I ruined everything. I ruined you. You didn't just ruin me, I said quietly. You destroyed me. She flinched as though the words were a blade. I live with that every day. Every single day, I hear your voice in my head. And yet you still chose him, I replied. Her tears spilled. I was a fool. I thought I was chasing love. All I found was emptiness. And now? I asked. Now I have nothing, she whispered. No him, no home, no family, just shame. And this child. She looked down at the baby, rocking him gently. I swallowed hard. He didn't ask for this. No, she said, her lip trembling. And that's why I'm here. Even if you can't forgive me, even if you can't take me back, please don't hate me forever. I can't bear it. Her words cut deeper than I expected. I looked at her, this woman who once held my whole heart, now stood before me shattered. I don't hate you, I said slowly. She gasped. You don't? No, I said. I carried hatred for too long. It burned me more than it burned you. But love, that part of me is gone. I'll never feel it for you again. Her knees buckled slightly. She gripped the back of a chair for balance. I don't deserve even that mercy. Maybe not, I said. But I'm not carrying this weight anymore. The baby whimpered again. His small eyes fluttered open, curious and pure. I felt tears sting my eyes. Emily noticed. He looks like you, she whispered desperately. Sometimes I pretend he's yours. Maybe that's cruel, but it's the only way I survive the nights. I shook my head. Don't put that on me. He's yours. He's his. But he's not my burden. Her shoulders shook with sobs. I just wanted you to know I'm sorry. More sorry than words can carry. I closed my eyes. I believe you. Her crying stilled. You do. Yes, I said. But belief doesn't change what happened. It doesn't undo the nights I bled inside while you smiled with him. It doesn't erase the betrayal. It never will. She clutched the baby tighter. Then this is goodbye. Yes, I whispered. This is goodbye. She took a shaky step toward the door, then paused. Will you ever think of me kindly again? I considered, then said, maybe one day. But not as the woman I loved. Only as the woman who taught me how strong I had to become. Her tears flowed freely again, but she nodded. That's more than I deserve. I didn't answer. She turned, walked slowly to the door. The baby's small hand reached out blindly, fingers curling at the air. My chest ached, but I didn't move. Emily opened the door. The night air drifted in, cool and quiet. She hesitated one last time. Looking back, I'll never stop regretting, she said. And I'll never stop moving forward, I replied. For a long moment, we just stood there, her broken, me scarred. Then she stepped into the night and was gone. I closed the door gently. My legs weakened, and I leaned against the wall, heart pounding. Tears slid down my face, not from loss, but release. For the first time in years, I felt something shift inside me. The weight, the chains, the endless ache it lifted. I whispered to the empty room, I'm free, and for once I believed it. I sat alone in my living room, the silence pressing like a blanket, yet not heavy the way it used to be. For once, it felt like mine. My reflection in the darkened window stared back at me. Older, scarred, but standing. I spoke aloud, voice low. I lost a wife. I lost a cousin. But I found myself. The words echoed. I almost laughed at how strange it felt to talk to the empty room. But it wasn't emptiness anymore. It was peace. I remember the nights I couldn't breathe, I whispered. The nights I begged God to let me sleep without dreams of them. I thought I'd never escape. My chest rose and fell, steadier than ever. I carried anger like armor, I admitted. But it only cut me from the inside. I walked toward the mirror and studied the faint lines on my face. Look at you. You survived what should have crushed you. The man in the glass didn't flinch. He looked back with quiet defiance. I wanted revenge. I thought revenge would make me whole. I shook my head slowly. But all it did was keep me chained to them. I leaned against the table, palms flat. It wasn't until I let go, until I turned away from their ruin, that finally stood free. A smile tugged at the corner of my lips, small but real. I don't hate Emily anymore, I said softly. I don't even hate Daniel. He's already paid a price I never had to lift a hand for. I drew a slow breath. The scars remain, yes. They'll always remain. But scars aren't weakness. They're proof I healed. The room felt lighter, my voice steadier. I see now that losing them wasn't the end of me, I told myself. It was the beginning of someone I never imagined I could be. I pulled out the chair and sat down, speaking into the stillness. I was broken, yes. But being broken gave me the chance to rebuild stronger. I let the truth roll over me. Peace isn't given. Peace is claimed. And I've claimed mine. I laughed quietly, shaking my head. Strange, isn't it? The sweetest victory wasn't watching them fall. It was realizing I no longer cared. My voice grew firmer. I am not the betrayed man anymore. I am not the fool who begged for scraps of love. I am not the shadow of their choices. I pressed my fist against my chest. Am me. That is enough. The silence around me seemed to listen, almost approving. I closed my eyes for a moment. I used to think I needed someone else to complete me. But the truth? I was always holy, just couldn't see it. I opened my eyes, whispering, now I do. I leaned back, releasing a breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding. This is who I became, I said firmly. Not bitter, not broken, strong. For the first time. I didn't feel the weight of their names. Emily, Daniel. They were just people now, people who passed through my life, leaving lessons carved deep in me. I was the one who walked on. I stood again, stretching my arms, as though shaking off chains that no longer bound me. I don't need revenge, I said. I don't need apologies. I don't even need closure anymore. I have something better. I have peace. I let the words linger. They felt right. My reflection in the glass smiled faintly back. You're the man who endured the storm. I told myself. And you're the man who stepped out of it stronger than ever. I laughed once more. But this time, it was full, rich, alive. The story ends here, I whispered. Not in hatred, not in vengeance, but in freedom. I straightened my shoulders, lifted my chin, and felt the quiet certainty settle deep within me. I am free, I said again, stronger. And that is enough. The silence answered with peace.